Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing a project share with you today. I'm going to be making a pocket letter for Easter. As I said before in many of my videos, I am in a pocket letter group. Basically how it works is each month we send one pocket letter to each of the people in our group. So there's 4 of us, so I make and send at least 3 pocket letters a month. And Megan W., she put on her channel on Tuesday, March 1st, that she wanted to put together a collab called Shop Your Stash. And so what she's asking us to do is just grab a stuff from your stash and create a project and share it with everyone. So I listed all of the names that are in the collab down below. So I'm sure there's lots of fun stuff that you can check out. And I am going to be doing a voiceover, so I'm going to just do the pocket letter and then fast forward through and do a voiceover explaining exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so before I go into the pocket letter, I'm just going to go over some of the items that I'm going to be using. Most of these items you can find in my haul videos. If you want to check out my haul playlist, I have it down below. That sticker came from the Dollar Tree and it's a wall decal. Those are doilies from the Target dollar spot during Valentine's Day. There's some stickers from the dollar spot. Those came from the 99-cent store. Those came from Walmart. And those came from Michael's. Those clips are also from the Target dollar spot. Very cute. I'm going to use those on the outside of the package. Some ribbon I've picked up at the 99-cent only store. Going to be using some of my wood clips, and that necklace came from Walmart. It says Happy Easter, and I'm going to be using that portion of the necklace. And then I just have a piece of glittery purple paper and pink cardstock. So let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is clear off my area and make sure that the doily and sticker are all going to line up on that piece of cardstock that I have there. One thing I love about this doily is it seemed to fit perfect for a pocket letter. Because as you can see, that sticker fits right in the center there. And when you put the pocket letter over, it's almost perfect size for those 2 bottom rows. So I'm just going to be gluing that doily down to the pink cardstock. Got to give it some stability and some color in the background. As always, I want to make sure that you get your corners really good and just get it in here down as much as possible. And then, so doing a layout like this that has kind of one design throughout the whole thing, it can be a little tricky to keep the design intact. I definitely wanted to make sure that when you looked at it, it still had the design of the doily. So the first thing that I did was I measured out the cut for the centerpiece, because when you do that, the center is kind of the most important piece, because the outline, the outer edge can be kind of cut to fit within the boxes a little bit easier. So I'm just measuring that one column, getting that cut down, and making sure it fits in the pocket letter. And then I'm just measuring that last column, making sure to line it up properly. As you can see, I really made sure that it was lined up before I cut it. And that's just really important, just to make sure you measure it out and try to line it up perfectly. And then that fit right in there. All right, so then I'm going to have to cut the center cut and making them fit in the actual pockets themselves. So again, I'm going to start with that center, get that lined up, and then make that first cut, and then just fit it in the pocket, make sure it lines up right, and then trim the bottom off a little bit. And that fit good. And then I put that one in the pocket and just use the pocket as my guide, because I do like to have the cards sit all the way inside the pocket, because as you can see, I'm folding it over, because that's what I do when I mail it out. I do fold them over. So I just want to make sure the card itself fits all the way in that pocket. And I'm going to be cutting that center one now, again starting with the center. And I'm using the already cut pieces as a guide. When I'm cutting it, I am using that inner box that is part of the design. I don't know if you can quite tell. You can see the box on that card that's laying there on the table. See how it kind of has that corner piece? It's got a box going all the way around the doily. So that actually was fairly helpful when trying to place it right so that it would line up correctly. So that was kind of nice. And then again, I just used that card as my guide to get the cut just right. And then popped those in there. I think I trimmed a little bit off there at the bottom just to make sure that it was sitting inside the pocket a little bit more. And just repeated that process for the other side. Again, using those already cut cards as a guide. And that worked out pretty well. I think ultimately when I was finished, it really turned out very cute. Again, checking to make sure that I've got the pockets deep enough in the cards deep enough in the pocket so that I would be able to fold it over. Had to glue that little corner down. Alright, so that's the finished product, and now I'm going to go ahead and get the butterfly adhered to that pocket. I'm going to put it in that top corner over there. So just was trying to make sure that I had it centered correctly and where I want it placed, the placement corrected. So now here comes the fun part. Okay, so I am going to be cutting the sticker in half. And when I put it in my cutter, I realized there was a little part of that leaf that if I hadn't cut in the proper spot, it would have cut that piece off and I wouldn't have been able to keep it. So just keep that in mind. If you do this, you want to make sure that you're not cutting those critical little connection spots. So I had to move my cut a little bit up so that when I cut it, that little connection stayed. So just keep that in mind, and I'll show it to you again here in a second after I cut the bunny. Oh no. I have to admit, I kind of felt bad for the poor little bunny, but he's fine. He will look cute once I put him on the pocket. So I'm going to show you here in a second what I meant. So there you go. See how I kept I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock here in a second because it was not focusing, and then I'm able to show you. See how that little half cut there would have cut that thing off. I hadn't moved it down a little bit. All right, so I'm going to just adhere that right to the front of the pocket, and the sticker was perfect size because it filled up that space really nicely. And then I just adhere that second piece to the bottom. And now this sticker was puffy, so it ended up having, when I cut it, it ended up having a space in between where the adherence was and the front of the sticker. So I just took some double-sided sticky tape and taped that part down just to make sure that it was adhered correctly. I just was placing those flowers to see if I could find a spot for them, but put them somewhere else in the pocket letter. All right, so I took that piece of purple glittery paper and cut it down. After I cut it, I realized it was probably too thin to just put in there by itself, so I'm going to back it with that pink cardstock and just glue it on there. And I ended up really liking the fact that I did that because it did make the pocket letter on the back look a lot neater than it would have if it was a white border at the top. All right, so I'm just going to cut those pieces down, and making sure that they're all going to fit in the pockets. Again, checking that it folds good and it doesn't stick out of the pocket. So just use that pocket as a guide. And you'll see here in a minute that when I cut it, unfortunately, that little white, that little space, I had a little space in there. So I'll cover that up though in the back here in a second, you'll see. Okay, and then I didn't like the stark contrast of the purple against that white. I felt it was too strong of a contrast. So I grabbed this Rick Rack sticker from Target Dollar Spot, and just to add some of that white color at the top. There's a sneak peek of what I plan on doing with that necklace that I got at Walmart. All right, so I'm just going to put this Rick Rack all the way across the top piece. And I did like how this ended up. I felt like it kind of broke up that purple a little bit, and it wasn't so much purple when it was all said and done. So I'm just trying to see what I can do about decorating that purple glitter paper. But then I moved on to my banner that I'm going to make with that necklace. Now I was going to use that blue because I felt like it matched the butterfly, but then after I put it there, I just didn't like it. I didn't want to add another color to the design. So I decided to change it to this pink one that was also in the same packet. I got 3 plastic necklaces for 98 cents at Walmart. So I fast forwarded this part pretty quickly because it took me forever to find some little wooden clips that I wanted to use. But I did find 2 that matched and looked cute, so okay. So let's move on. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do, if I want it to dangle or want it to go straight across, but I did want it to dangle. So that worked out really cute. And then I did stick that sticker there. And then I am going to be fiddling with that other pocket there on the top and in the purple one, because I felt like there was just so much purple. I wanted to break it up a little bit, but I did struggle with finding a sticker to go there. I did pull that flower sticker and ultimately did not use it, so I stuck it in my planner calendar book. It's in it's basically the book I use to plan my themes out, and you'll see here in a second. So if you want me to go over what that is and want me to go over what that is, I will do that. Just leave me a comment in the comment section. I can make a video about that. All right, well, the next thing that I'm going to do is just kind of clean up my area a little bit and then start decorating the back. So see, there is that little white space that happened when I cut the pink cardstock. So what I decided to do was just stick a sticker on it to kind of cover it up. And then when I did that, I was like, oh, that looks cute. I'll just stick a sticker in all of them just to kind of decorate the back a little bit. I generally don't do that, but just to try to make it not look like a mistake, I put a sticker on all of the pockets. And again, fast forwarded that part pretty quickly because it took me a while to figure out what stickers I wanted to put on it. But all those stickers did come from that one sticker book from the 99-cent store. Okay, so now I'm actually going to start putting my little goodies together. And I wanted to give my pocket pal those 3 little flowers from Michael's. And I put it in those little bags that you get at Tuesday morning, just to kind of give it some security and protect them a little bit. Just fiddling with it because I wanted it to lay as flat as I possibly could in the pocket. I grabbed some stickers from the 99-cent only store. They come in a box. Again, most of this stuff that I have is in my haul videos, so if you want to check those out, you can definitely do so. That is a plastic piece from a container that I got. What I do is anytime I get a stamp or, tape or anything like that that has plastic on it, I cut those plastic pieces up to fit into pockets so that I can use them for my pocket letters and I can use them for washi samples. The top washi, I believe, was a Dollar Tree washi. The bottom two came from Daiso. And then I'm going to pull the smaller, thinner blue pastel one that I got at the Tuesday morning. And I just wrap them around a couple times. And then I'm going to set that in that pocket. And kind of clean up my area a little bit to try to figure out something else I can put in there. I found those doilies after Christmas. They were only 10 cents a piece. So I picked up a couple. I was going to try to give her 2 of them, but they just weren't fitting without being very bulky, so I just threw one in there. Hope she enjoys it. So I pulled out my bin of DIY paper clips that I've been making. And if you want to check that video out, you can do so. It's in my playlist. And sorry, the camera cut off and I thought I was recording. All I did was put the paper clips in that bottom pocket there. And then I just was looking through some of my pieces and found that little token. It's like a little wooden token. I did put some tea in that other pocket. Trying to think what else I could put in the pocket. And I pulled out that bag. That bag does have a pen and pad set that I got at the 99-cent Ollie store. I found these magnets. They're pretty thin magnets at Walmart. The tag itself came from the dollar spot during Christmas time. So I like to put magnets in my pocket letter. I think it's a cute little thing to put in there. And there's the shaker card that I made for her. And I'm just going to put my little Happy Easter banner back on there. Again, still trying to fiddle with that little space right there because I didn't like that there was nothing on it. So I do move on because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on there yet. I just grabbed some of those cute little bunny cutouts and I'm going to go ahead and stick that in the baggie for some goodies for her. And I also pulled out my pins, my chalk pins that I bought at the dollar spot, and was able to decorate that little clip. And I was showing you there that it's interesting because it doesn't really show up until you have to let it dry before it kind of shows the color. But they worked really well. I thought they were a really good deal for $1, so I was really happy I picked those up. I also stuck a pack of word stickers in there as well. And I think I'm finally going to figure out what I'm going to do with that corner piece. I found that pack of stickers and it had a little bit of purple on it, so I just went ahead and stuck that there. Don't know if I really like it, but it's on the pocket letter and it's done, so hopefully whoever gets this letter will like it. So there's the back, and I showed you the front. Gotta have to put my letter in that pocket. I'm going to be grabbing some tissue paper that I either bought at the 99-cent Only store or Dollar Tree. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one I bought it at. But it was really cute paper with these cute little egg print on it. I'm just going to be wrapping that paper, using that paper. And I realized I didn't write my letter, so I had to stop the film, write my letter real quick, and I put it in that pocket, and then wrapped it up. Just use some tape to adhere it to itself. And I'm going to be pulling that Happy Easter ribbon that I bought at the 99-cent Only store. I'm wrapping it around. I really liked this ribbon because I liked that the Happy Easter was going in the right direction. So that kind of stuff, I don't know, kind of stuff bugs me when it doesn't go in the right direction. So I was gonna use that little bunny clip to just clip it on there. I'm not even gonna tape it, I'm just gonna clip it. And I thought that was cute. And then I felt like there needed to be something else. So instead of finding something else, I just cleaned my area up. And then I saw that little pink bowl and I was like, oh, maybe I can put that on there. But it didn't work there and it worked there. So I got some glue out. The glue that I used did not work. So I did, after the video, hot glue it on with my glue gun. So it is stuck there. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is my pocket letter that is going to one of my pocket pals. I hope she enjoys it. And thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you check out all of the videos in the collab. I'm sure there's lots of great crafty things to be watching. Alright guys, thanks for watching again. Bye.